Hi, Haley. Thank you for coming in today. I know there's possibly quite a bit that has happened since we last spoke. So, how have you been?
Okay. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. Um, I know we had some things that we were kind of working through, and one of the things that kind of came to me was EcoMap. And I'll tell you a little bit about it. Essentially, what we're going to do is we're going to establish your family network, those you immediately live with, other supports you might have, like friends, clubs, maybe even sports or things like that. And what this kind of helps do is it gives you an idea of the areas that you're spending energy on, maybe areas that are giving you support. And I just thought this would be a really good visual way to kind of see any areas we could possibly strengthen. Do you think this is something that you'd be okay with?
Sure.
Cool. So I want to give you just kind of a little idea of kind of what it looks like. I know it looks a little chaotic, but these are kind of some of the different things that there actually is. So these kind of denote energy flow. The darker lines resemble like a really strong relationship. Sometimes we have things in our life that we spend energy on, but maybe they're kind of neutral. Some situations like this, sometimes we have stressful or strenuous relationships. So I just wanted you to kind of get an idea that there's so many different components to the things that are in our life. And I just wanted you to know kind of like an idea just before we move forward. So, starting with your immediate circle of people that you spend the most with, who do you live with?
So I live actually between two houses. I live between my mom's and my dad's house. Is there one you wanted me to start with?
No, whichever one you feel comfortable with. So, we're going to put you right in the center.
Okay. So I guess I'll start with my mom's house. At my mom's house, it's me, my mom, my stepdad, and then my grandpa lives there part-time.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about them.
So like what do you want to know?
Well, just kind of like what relationship you have with them. I mean, this kind of gives me an indication that, I'm not sure exactly when your parents might have split, but is there someone that you have like a better relationship with? Has this been difficult for you having like a stepdad?
No, so my parents split when I was really young. They were young when they had me and my siblings, so they weren't even and mature, fully mature. So they split when we were young, and it didn't really affect me that much because of that. So I also just don't have like a parent I'm closer with, I guess. I have a relationship differently with each of my parents. Like my mom is more like a she does everything for me. Like she helps with my money. Like she doesn't like give me money, but she helps like with my account, with my savings. So I'm making sure I'm saving each week. She helps um like make decisions. Like if I don't know, like for instance, I transferred colleges, she helped make that decision for me because I was on the verge of not knowing what I wanted to do. So she's kind of like that.
Okay.
I have a close relationship with my stepdad, but he's a stepdad and
Yeah.
he's a guy, so they're usually more internal. He is not very talkative.
Yeah. So, given that situation where your mom's kind of helping you out with the financial things, is that helpful to you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because before when I first, had my first job and I had my first credit card, I was blowing through my money. I literally went to the stores thinking that it wouldn't matter, and then it did. So I asked her for help, and of course she helped me. So she just puts money away each week so that I'm saving up. It's been doing really good.
I want to say how wise that is that you kind of realize that about yourself, that you weren't using your money in the way that maximizing it and kind of were able to ask for that help. So that's a lot. But in a good way. That's like showing real growth on your part. So would you say that this is like a mutually beneficial relationship with you and your mom and you and your stepdad?
Yeah, I would say so.
Cool. Now, what about your grandpa? How long has your grandpa been with you?
Um, he's been living with us less than like 3 months ever since my grandma passed away. He just has been struggling to stay at his townhouse, so he kind of moved in with us. But when he does stay with us, I have to sleep on the couch. So it's kind of been like me giving up my room. It's kind of been like a good thing because I get to spend more time with him, but like a bad thing because I like my own space.
Yeah. I mean, especially just trying to do schoolwork and I'm sure any other things, just not having your own space is that could be a little bit stressful. Um, so tell me a little bit about, you said you kind of spend time in between both households. Tell me a little bit about the time when you spend with your dad.
Yeah, so at my dad's house, it's me, my dad, my I call her my stepmom, but they're not married. They're just engaged. But they've been together for a really long time, so I call her my stepmom. And then I have two half siblings that live there with us also. Cool.
We'll put them on the outside. Can you tell me a little about those siblings?
Yeah, so one of them is 7, or he's turning 7 in like a couple of weeks. Actually, this week he's
Okay.
turning 7. So he's getting to the age where he's like discovering his personality. So he's goofy and a little much. So we got him in a bunch of sports so that he's entertained. But we're pretty close.
Nice. What's his name?
Caden.
Caden. Oh, that's a super cool name. And what about your other sibling?
My other sibling just turned 4.
And what is their name?
Her name's Lily. I don't know if you need exact spellings, but all of my siblings' names are spelled super weird.
Yeah, no, I'll get further clarification
Okay.
at the end, but thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
I'm also a horrible speller, so so tell me, I mean, these are both very young ages. Do you at least have your own room with your dad?
No, I don't. I also sleep on the couch there. Once I did at first when Lily was first born, because she was obviously sleeping in the bedroom. But once she got to the age, obviously, Kaden and her couldn't share a room, so I gave up my room. But at the time that I gave up my room, I was actually in Utica in a dorm room, so it kind of didn't matter at that point. But once I transferred back to here, and started at Brockport, I just stayed at home. So.
Gotcha. So, give it a little bit of idea of like the type of relationships and whatnot and energy flow and the different situations that we can have. How would you describe your relationships with your younger siblings?
I would say they're strong.
Okay.
Um,
And flowing both ways?
yeah, I mean they are little, so I had to do more for them than they
So
did for
maybe
me.
just one way. That's perfectly fine. I also have a little one, so they take a lot of energy. So
Yeah.
uh, energy flowing both of those ways. So tell me a little bit about your relationship with your dad and your stepmom.
So I'm close with my dad. But we have the same personality, so we kind of like we're both sarcastic, so that's kind of our relationship is like sarcastic. Like we're not like very close like emotionally, like if I was like sad we kind of like joke about it or something, not in a bad way, like I like that because sometimes I need that, but like that's just the kind of relationship we have.
Yeah, I maybe want to take a little moment. So you said this isn't a particular relationship that when you're sad, you can kind of talk about stuff like that. Who are you able to talk to when you feel like maybe things are just a little bit difficult?
um Probably just my boyfriend. I don't like to talk to my family about like my own issues. I like to kind of stay private about that.
Yeah. So while we're on that, just because we kind of stepped outside the media circle, tell me about your boyfriend.
Yeah, so he's the same age as me. He's 20.
Okay.
We've been dating for about 3.5, 4 years. Um, we have a good relationship, pretty healthy.
Nice. And how is he able to help you when you're just going through a tough time? Like, what is usually a good way that he's able to kind of help you process?
He's kind of like the person who always needs to keep like going and like doing something. And so like when I'm sad, I feel like that kind of helps because I'm not like that person. Like I'm always doing something, but like not in it intentionally. Like he would do it out of intent, which helps me, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's good. And it's good that you're able to kind of recognize that too as well. So you have a good relationship also with dad. Tell me a little bit about stepmom.
Yeah, we have a good relationship also.
And how long has dad and mom been dating for?
Dad and stepmom.
Yes.
Um, so they've been together for 10 years. They've been engaged for like, actually, they've been together for 12 years now because they started dating in 2010. So they've been engaged for like 3 years now,
Okay.
not long.
Yeah. So I do have the two younger siblings. Do you have any other siblings?
I do. I have three older siblings.
Oh, wow. Now, are these siblings from your mom and your dad, or your mom and your stepdad?
So two of them are from my mom and my dad. And then I have one stepsister from my mom and my stepdad.
Wow, you have a big family.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah, I do.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your two older siblings.
So my oldest sister's name is Ashley.
Okay. And,
Um, she lives in Pennsylvania. I don't know if that matters.
oh, all right. Does that make it a little difficult to like spend time with one another, or?
Yeah, I mean, she only moved this year. But I do have a nephew, who's one, and I kind of haven't been able to like have a close relationship because she moved. So
Mm,
that's kind of been like upsetting, I guess. Um, I wish she had like waited until I was able to form that connection with him. Um, but otherwise we're pretty close.
yeah. Was there a particular reason that she ended up moving to Pennsylvania?
She just wanted to get out of New York, and her boyfriend, also the baby's daddy, he has a job that's kind of like gambling, but it's not gambling. He does graphic design for a company,
Hmm.
but gambling is only legal in some states like New York, Pennsylvania. So they wanted to move to South Carolina, but obviously it's not a gambling state, so they had to move in this area. So they just moved to Pennsylvania.
Gotcha. How often do you get to like actually see Ashley over the past year?
Before she moved, I saw her probably like 3 times a month. After she moved, I've only been down to Pennsylvania once,
Hmm.
and that was to help her move because they had problems with the moving company.
Yeah, that sounds really difficult. Um, would you say that this is still a strong relationship, or has it just been like a little stressful because of the move?
I would say it's pretty strong.
Okay. Yeah, it's good. I mean, from what you're saying already, you have like a really strong family network, which I mean, that's amazing. So tell me about your other sibling.
My second oldest sibling is Jasmine.
Okay. And is Jasmine in New York?
Yes, she
Okay.
lives like in East Rochester, that
Okay.
kind of area. Um, we're pretty close, kind of like the same thing. She doesn't live out of state, but we like just don't we talk, but like we don't hang out every day.
Yeah.
So
And um, your other sibling?
that's my stepsister.
Okay.
Um, her name's Brianna,
Okay. How do you spell that?
Brianna.
Thank you. So tell me a little bit about Brianna.
She is obviously my stepdad's daughter. Um, we talk when like family stuff happens, like if we have like a party or something, but we don't text her much. Uh, we stay in contact a little bit, but not like so much. It's just
Gotcha.
kind of we're both very not like the type of people to reach out, if that makes sense. So
So would you say that this is kind of more of like a neutral relationship? Like it's
yeah.
not good, not bad. Like you just don't really get to talk as much. Okay. That sounds good. All right. So would you say that this encompasses pretty good as far as like your immediate family that you spend like the most time with?
Yeah, I would say so.
Nice. So what I want to kind of look out is kind of branching out from here. So where else are you spending the majority of your time?
School and work.
School and work. What are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in social work.
Ah,
I
what?
go to Brockport.
Okay. What's your student are you?
I'm a junior.
Okay. Um, Tell me about your experience so far.
I enjoy being at Brockport. I think the campus itself is easy to like find your way around. Um, I've so far liked all of my teachers. They've been really good with working with me on like particular things. And I really enjoy the social work major.
Yeah, has it been pretty easy going so far, or
Yeah, I would say so.
okay? What are you hoping to aspire to do, like once you finish and you graduate?
Hopefully work for like CPS or with foster care placements. That's kind of my general goal.
Okay, that sounds really good. Are you doing in person or are you doing online classes?
I'm fully online.
Oh, what's your reasoning behind doing the online classes?
Kind of to save money for traveling and kind of also because I like to help get my brother off the bus. So in order to do that, I have to be in my home. So
Yeah. So just so I kind of have a better picture, you live between the two households. Have you been kind of relied on to like help out with the kids in like both the living situations, or is that just something that you kind of feel like the urge to do to kind of lessen the burden of others?
yeah, I wouldn't say they necessarily rely on me. I choose to do it. I enjoy doing it. But I'm very family oriented. So I feel like if someone was looking in from the outside, they'd kind of be like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
But I enjoy doing it. So
No, that's and I'm sure like this time, especially with your younger siblings, it's like it's a very precious time.
yeah.
Um, Now what about like work? Are you doing anything for work?
Yeah, so I work at a small business. It's a dog daycare boarding and training facility.
Okay.
I work about 35 hours a week.
Wow. Are you doing school full time too?
Yes.
Whew. How do you have all the time to do this?
No social time.
All right. Tell me a little bit about like how long you've been working there and like how the experience has been so far.
I've been working there since April,
Okay.
March, April time. I enjoy working there. I mean, I'm with dogs every day. I'm learning about dogs' behavior, and a lot of it actually reflects on our behavior, which is kind of cool to learn. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that myself, that a lot of animals tend to reflect the behaviors and
Yeah.
mannerisms of their owners. So that's fairly interesting. Would you say that this has been like a mutual energy, or is this can this be a little stressful, especially with everything else that you got going on?
I don't think it's stressful. Yeah, I don't think it's stressful.
No, that's amazing to have that level of workload and being a full-time student and helping out with the family. Like you got a lot of different moving parts going on. So do you know about self-care?
I know of it, yes.
Okay. Are you currently engaging in anything to kind of help take care of yourself and like all of these different things that you got going on? Okay. That is not a problem. And you have a lot going on. Is there a particular reason why you're working 30 to 35 hours while going to school full time?
I just want to be able to like take care of myself when I'm out of college because I'm gonna be in loans, especially because I went to a private school to start.
Mm.
So that tremendously affected like how much I'm gonna have to owe. And I just like I prefer the extra money, I guess. My parents are young, so I grew up very lower class. And I kind of just don't want that for my kids because I feel like it puts a lot of stress on them.
Yeah, so kind of a product of your environment, right? You see that maybe your parents have been struggling and you're kind of going like not necessarily above and beyond, but like you're trying to ensure that you have a level of comfort where you're not like worried and stressed about that. So says a lot about your character. So I think that's a really good thing to work on. If possible, um, would you like to try to be able to find more time to kind of be able to work on self-care?
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure what I would really do.
what are some things that you do enjoy when you don't have to work and you don't have to worry about school?
I'm not sure. Something I enjoy doing, but it has to do with work is taking photos.
Okay.
I am the prime social media person for my job. So I'm taking pictures of dogs like all day while
Hmm,
watching them at daycare, and I like actually enjoy doing that. And I've started to like take pictures of just everything now.
okay.
So I mean, I guess I would do that, but
Yeah, that's no problem at all. Um, do you do any like club sports? Anything else that kind of you have affiliations with?
not anymore.
Okay. Did you used to do something?
I mean, I did softball my whole life,
Oh,
but obviously once I got to college, I didn't carry through with that. Mostly because I wanted to focus more on school.
gotcha. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. What about any other supports, maybe like good friends?
Yeah, so I kind of only stayed in in touch with one person from high school. Her name's Ashley.
Okay.
Um, we have a pretty close relationship, but we like only see each other like once or twice a month. That's about it. Just because we both are really busy. We just that's the time we make for each other, but it's like always like no time has passed when we see each other.
I absolutely love friends like that,
Yeah.
where, sometimes they might give you a phone call and next thing you know, you're like, well, I'm going to be talking for an hour or two. But those are definitely good. I'm going to say that this is definitely a strong relationship. Do you think that's accurate?
Yes.
All right. Now, kind of given the stuff that you have going on, is there anything else in this particular like eco map that maybe you think I have like left out or you might want to include?
I don't think so.
Okay. No, that's no problem at all. Now, so this evolves throughout our life, right? So we might have relationships that come and go. Our relationships with particular people might change, they might evolve, and that's completely okay. I think that's part of the natural process of growing and maturing, is that there is going to be changes. But one of these things that'll kind of help us look at is any areas that we could potentially help strengthen for you so you can be more resilient with school and you can be more successful with like work. So how are you doing academically with everything that you got going on so far?
I'm doing pretty good. My GPA is 3.6 right now.
Wow.
But that's subject to change, you know, social work classes are difficult. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I am doing really good in all my social work classes, but like I feel like next semester might be harder. So I feel like that could put a dent in it. But I'd be happy with even like a 3.3 GPA. So
No, what you're doing right now, that's pretty incredible. Do you know about the Academic Success Center over at the Rockport campus?
yes, I do.
Okay. Have you had any interactions with them so far?
I have not.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is that you know about it, but right now it's just kind of a neutral relationship because you haven't really utilized it. So I do want to be respectful of our time together. But given what we've kind of talked about from here, I would like to kind of maybe develop just some goals and like things that later on we can kind of talk about. Obviously, these are going to be your goals. So I definitely want your input of things that maybe you think aren't working as well, as far as kind of like this living arrangement, kind of going back and forth between two households. It seems like that could be potentially a little stressful. Um, but again, that's like our time to kind of be able to dissect and see like what can we possibly help with. And from that point there, we'll kind of like move forward. We'll try to enact some things and we'll kind of see like what's working, what's not working, and we will reassess the next time that we get to meet. Does that sound okay?
Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
thank you.